Hello and welcome along. This is Virtual Farmer, and we are going to be starting off today by trying to get the field, our field 5. We want to get that mulched, ready for reseeding next month. We also probably want to see if we can get any lime on it if it needs it. I don't think it needs any lime. Let's have a quick check on that. So if we have a look in here on soil composition, yeah, we're actually fine. So we just need to get this mulched, ready for reseeding next time. So let's lift that up and get here. I think it will need reliming after the next harvest. We are on our third crop on it. So yeah. Now this I think is set up for weeding at the moment and not mulching, so we need to take this round to our workshop over here and just back this in. We are going to be continuing on with the harvesting contract that we've got today. We want to get that finished off. I'd also like to see if there are any other contracts we can have going in the background, because obviously continuing to bring money in would be very useful. Have a look. So we should be able to customize this and configuration standard or a mulcher. So we are going to switch it over to its mulching configuration. And oh no, I actually need to customize it. So mulch it, mulcher and customize. We've already been using it as this. There we go. It's dropped it off the back interestingly and taken it out of the target. But connect it up. Start up the tractor, lift it up, right, and then we can get this started. The rain shouldn't continue much beyond 10 o'clock today, so I think we'll be fine after that. We're going to take the David Brown in a minute and start collecting up the silage bales. I think we want to go round and get that done today. I'm not quite sure. Oh, I think I put my bale collector up down the bottom. Yeah, we want to go onto this field. I forgot where I was going for a minute. We've got enough fuel in the tractor. We're good. Otherwise, right, so we'll bring this round to here, into the entrance to the field, and we'll set the hired worker off doing this job. Yeah, it should be all fine. Get that all unfolded. That is heading off. That is going to start with that headland. And mulching it goes. So what contracts are available to us today? There is this bale wrapping contract, but if we're going to have to babysit the harvest, we're not going to really be able to do that. There's a baling contract down on 31, which we could, well, we might be able to get the, Courseplay doing. There's another harvesting contract on 16. There's a massive harvesting contract that we don't have enough hours to do down on 22. There is a nice little hoeing contract that would earn us a little bit of cash. So I think I might take that. Yeah, we borrow the items for that contract. Okay, so that will give us an extra sort of 16,000. That bale wrapping contract is going to be massive. And will take us most of the day to do. I'm intrigued to see if we can get this one going. It's half the amount. And actually, I want to test something. We got a test to do, I think. So as I mentioned, we'll take David Brown and go and collect up the silage bales. We want to get them down to the cows. We want to get that small weeding contract, the small hoeing contract, that going. So we'll do that once we've got down to the cows and got this all hooked up. But the test I want to see if I can do is when I have a bale wrapper, can I get the bale wrapper to work with Courseplay in the same way as I can get the bale stacker to work with Courseplay? Will Courseplay go round a field and wrap bales for me? Let's see. It might not work. It might not be possible. I'm intrigued by this as to whether that might work. Because if I'm doing... So if I have this along with this trailer, let's see what this does. Yeah, that will do. Okay. We're going to try something today then. So we'll go back in here. We will borrow the items for that as well. And we'll head up to the shop and we'll go and sort these bits out. So here's the hoe along with, or the stire along with the hoe and the front weight. So we'll hook all of those up. Yeah, look at all the settings on this. I really kind of hope that this does work, because this would be a massive money spinner if it does work. Because wrapping bales just can make you so much money. This one we don't need course play on for. We do need to send it down to the field. So the hoeing is 34, right next to where we're doing the other bit. So if we select this, create job, and field work, and 34, we'll start it at that corner there, and start job. I'm hoping that is going to make it there without too much issue. Yep, that's headed off. And then we want to start this up as well. Right, and we'll send this down to the bottom, and we'll see if this will actually do field work with a bale wrapper. That will be quite amazing if it does. So we'll send this down the bottom. Where are we? Select the tractor, create job, go to, and I want you to go to this point here and start job. Right, and look at that, our T7 is already on the second headland of this field. So while those are doing that, we're gonna quickly go and whip around our grass field. Hopefully, I got this in here, I'm hoping I can get it out. But yeah, we're gonna whip around our grass field, collect up all of our silage bales and get them back to here. That way we should be able to feed the cows by the end of the day as well. And into the field, let's collect these up. I don't think this will be more than a couple of trips. And yeah, already this grass is growing back nicely. By the end of the year, we should be able to get a good second cut off this, which will be perfect. Yeah, that will give us a nice cut of hay come October time. August, September, October. Yeah, so 3 months regrowth. We should have a good collection of hay off here as well, especially if we can get some fertilizer on here. If we can fertilize this as well, that will do us really well on this field. Now, I think this one here, is this our... No, that's not our partial. Have I already picked up the partial bale? No, the partial bale is that one. So we want to leave that for now until right at the end. That will come in the second batch. And try and collect that up as the last bale off this field. Yeah, there's only 3 after that, so that will become a very obvious bale. 1 more after this. And that is a full stack of 14 bales. Fantastic. We're going to restack all of these into the silage clamp, which will be a good place to store them. Yeah, that is great. I already knew that, to be honest. We knew we had 16 bales, 16 and a bit bales off here. Yeah, this is going to keep the cows fed very nicely, I think. Back it in. And then up. Get the telehandler in here in a little bit, and we'll restack these so that they're not sticking over the top so much. And there we go. That will drop there rather nicely. Perfect. That is a great space to store those. And now I can go and see if we... Oh, we got the last few to pick up. Before we do that, this has arrived in place. And yeah, we've got a field full here. So let's see if we can bring up this. Let's set this. Yeah, this field here. Field work, target position, start at first waypoint, generate field work course. Oh, wow. That has... I don't think that's meant to... No. So clear the current course. Restart that. Let's select the right course and start job. Look at that. That is going to go round and a hired worker is going to wrap the bales on this field. That is absolutely fantastic. Oh, that is going to save us so much time. Suddenly, we have another huge money earner for us on here, because those bale wrapping contracts, while they take a while, are really lucrative. And yeah, having having a hired worker go around to do that for us just is brilliant. We can actually do a hired worker doing what we're doing now. You can set a hired worker to go around with courseplay and collect bales from a field, which is also great. Of course, it stops every time it gets full, which is not something that's going to happen with the bale wrapper. So yeah, I'm very happy with that, to be able to say, right, we can take on the bale wrapping contract and we can do that. That is going to be such a lucrative setup. That's probably going to be, well, that will be more lucrative than the harvesting contract that we've got on at the moment, which is worth about the same amount of money, but also requires us to babysit the combine harvester. I want to reverse these last 3 bales into this space, get them round and in. I was wondering why the rain wasn't easing up, and it's because I didn't have the time running. So I think what we'll probably do is get this unloaded and then fast forward a little bit to the actual point where the rain disappears. In fact, let's start that off now, because we do kind of need this rain to disappear before we can continue on. Going to use fuel and everything quite quickly on the equipment that is running, but that's okay. Let's drop that, because yeah, we want to get up to 10 o'clock. That's done. Right, I think we can put this away, and then we'll see if we can pick up with the harvest. It looks like the mulcher found a bale I didn't know about. I thought we'd collected all the bales off this field. Apparently not. So I need to pop into here. We're going to restack the bales anyway while we wait for this rain to finally disappear. It is very annoying, actually. Really want to get on with stuff and can't. So let's get this rogue bale collected up. We're not actually taking all the straw bales down to cows. We ended up piling a load of them up here in the yard, and that way we'll just load them all onto trailers later, onto a trailer later. Just dump that there. With the rain having stopped, we want to get this started again. So start up the combine. It is half full of sorghum, and it is not going to continue from where it is. Let's see if we can gently encourage it, or at least do the end of this row ourselves. But yeah, don't want that. Start this up. Down with the header. And even if I can get it to the end of this row and then send it off doing another bit, that would work. End of the row. Let's see whether it continues on. Yeah, it's going to go where it wants to go. Always try and go for realism within the bounds of the game. And the game's bounds right now are the combine is not going to move out of the crop in order for me to unload. So in this contract, I am going to have to drive into the crop to do that, because as we know, the contract harvester is a very fickle thing. Bring round here. Should be able to get around the back of the combine, hopefully without clipping it. And unload. And yeah, we've got about another 15%. So the harvester won't be anywhere near empty when we're filled up. So we're back up at the windmill. And we're emptying out the middle section at the moment. And then the back. We're up to 43% transported. And then the front. And I think we'll probably end up putting any excess from this contract that we get into here as well. We're 99%. In fact, there we go. On the hoeing contract, it is complete. So let's collect on that. Yes. And see if there's anything else we can get going for the afternoon. So there is a baling contract, which I don't know how well that will work, even with courseplay. There's a small mowing contract on 3. There's a ploughing contract on 2. Rock removal and wood transport. Not really much we can do. Really, it's only the baling contract. And with 10 hours to go, do you know what? I'm going to see if we can get that to work. So let's start this up. The little Xylon. Fantastic tractor, this. And baler. And we'll send that to the field. And then we're not going to use the AI baler because we don't have an AI baler. But we can use courseplay. And if we can work out how to get the field done, then we will be absolutely laughing. But I don't know how easy this is going to go. If this has gone, if these aren't straight lines on here, if these aren't lines I can define with courseplay, that might be an issue. I'm going to cut the corner into here. Right, so we are here. Now, I don't think we can do this with a hired worker. And those aren't looking to be overly straight lines on here, I don't think. So this may be something that we have to do in between the actual doing of the unloading the combine, which not a huge problem. Let's see how fast we can go with this. And I think we've got the stop go baling, so we should be all right. Auto unload, stop go baling, we are good. Done 2 bales so far for 3%, so that's 1.5% per bale. We're looking at somewhere around, yeah, we're up to 4%. Oh wow, that's actually not that quick. Yeah, we're looking at possibly up to 100 bales off here, so this could take a little bit of time. It's going fairly swiftly, so I'm not too worried about that. But of course, all the time that we're here doing this, we've got to watch it, because we could end up losing a lot of time to carting on the big field that we've got. With this bale, this will be the last 120 centimeter bale. I've upped the bale size to 180 centimeters. That means we should be able to keep going a little bit further before we stop. And as a result, that should speed things up quite nicely. Definitely have. Every bale now is worth over 2%. That is fantastic. And our combine is about to be full again. So let's get this emptied out, and we'll go and tip this, and then we can continue on with the baling. Also, our mulcher has finished. So this does need a little bit of work doing. Just across the headlands, because apparently it's missed a couple of bits. Yeah, there's a lot going on right now, and limited time to get things finished. I have a feeling we're going to be doing that baling contract into the evening. Not a big problem. I think that's very doable. We're already, as I said, 10% of the way through it. And the only reason that I'm not handling it right now is because I want to get this away. Not a moment too soon as well. We have a, well, the fuel and the DEF is a little bit low. So we'll go and get these refilled before we put this stuff away. But I'm happy with this. This is great. We've got this field ready. And that means we can put wheat in here next time. So we're going to be replanting this with wheat for next year. And that should be very profitable. Although next year's crop will be sort of the last thing we do. But we probably won't make much profit off it. Simply because that will be our last harvest before we finish. I would love to send this to go and deliver on its own. But the size of the trailer and everything just makes it impossible. And because we were mucking around with the weeder just then, we have a full tank on the harvester. So, yeah, we're running a little bit behind time with this one. 2 contracts that I have to babysit does not bode well for doing them quickly. Switching to the larger bales has definitely sped things up. We are at nearly 25% of the way through this contract now. Our combine is getting near full again, so we're going to end up emptying that out. The bale wrapping's going well, and yes, we are going into the evening for this. But I'm quite happy. We are looking at making a huge amount of money today. I think we could end up making as much as we could make as much as 200,000 off doing the contract today. Certainly this month we're going to make over 200,000. This contract is so very nearly finished now. We've got just a couple of rows of sorghum left to do. So that will be finished off. The bale wrapper is almost there as well. And then all we need to do is get the bales done on 31. And that will be us complete for the day. Contract is finished on that field. Yep, harvesting is done. So we've just got the excess sorghum to go. And there's quite a bit of excess sorghum. That is going into our windmill production. So yeah, we've got a load of space for that. So we will put sorghum flour. We will activate that. And I think we probably want to be delivering this directly to our directly to the bakery. So we will distribute anything we've got. So all this flour can distribute to the bakery, and the only stuff then that we need to worry about transporting down to the bakery are the pallets that are currently sitting outside. And the harvester has completed as well. So we'll just empty out the rest of this. And then I can go and put that in there as well. Oh, there's no fuel in the harvester at all. That is going to be a pain. Found a way to do it. If I hire a worker, it will actually empty it, which is good, because it is running on fumes. The last 13,000 litres into here. And we'll dump this out. Not much in each of these sections except for the front one. And once this is done, we can go and concentrate on the last bit of baling, because the wrapper is nearly complete as well. Wrapper contract is complete too, so just last 50% to do on the baling. We're getting very near to the end now, 97% complete. And that will bring us into the end of the day. Only, yeah, 1 row, 2 rows to go. I'm hoping that even missing a couple of little bits around the field isn't going to to cause an issue. The fact we're at 98%, I'm hoping won't. So let's just grab this last little bit. I thought this was going to be complete before now, but it's not. 99%. Here we go. Last full row. There's two very little bits that I know about on this field that are missed. One is right to the right of this row here, and the other is right down the bottom end of the field. But that is it. You don't need to go any further than this last bale. Let's turn that off and turn this off, because this has finished work. Okay, let's look at our contracts. So we've got 45,694 for the wrapping. We've got 22,160 for this and 46,740 for this. So that's nearly 150,000 we're going to make today. Let's collect on all three of these contracts. And then I want to have a quick look at the finances. Look at that. 182,000, and we spent a little bit. Yeah, we've made nearly 200,000 in 2 days, in 1 month. That is amazing. The most that we've made for a while. So there we are. That is where we're going to finish off for today. Next time, we're going to be getting our field replanted from some wheat. Until then, I'll see you later. Thank you for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Huge thank you as well to all of my patrons and channel members. These videos are only made possible thanks to your support. If you want more from Virtual Farmer, please check out the videos on screen now or subscribe for more. And I will see you next time.